back, boxing fans, to another great show with Sean on boxing. So today we had the huge mega fight, and I say that not based on the competitiveness or the anticipation, but based on the overall consumption, which was unbelievable. Apparently, 120 million people globally tuned in to watch this fight, and obviously, people's Netflix were shutting down and it was closing the system, obviously in the States and elsewhere because of the huge consumption. This just shows you the name recognition that Mike Tyson has. That him in a fight, no matter how much of a farce it could be, and all the rumors about it for the last month or 2 months, that it was just a sideshow, an act, not legitimate, that Tyson couldn't knock him out, that he would have got no money if he did, that the fight had to go the distance for him to get all the money that was on the table for him, and other kinds of stories that were coming out. You know, from day one, showing you that this was not a legitimate boxing fight, it was a circus show, right? And even though it was a circus show, with Jake Paul's name and Mike Tyson's name attached to it, it will be a huge success. Huge success. So don't be surprised when you get more things like this, because literally this is what casual sports fans eat up. The drama, the narratives, right? The one negative towards this, I mean, outside of course of the fight, I mean, the positive is that this fight allowed real boxers to benefit. And that's great news. We obviously had Taylor and Serrano, which was a great fight. I felt that Taylor won. I saw a lot of people saying it was robbery, but I mean, people need to grow up with their boxing perspective and stop being so biased and blind in what they watch. If the fight would have been a draw or Serrano would have won a close fight, I would have no problem with the fight. It was that competitive, that close. But I felt Taylor made the adjustments. Even if you felt she was dirty, okay, she was dirty. Serrano's team knew she would be dirty and use the head. So why'd they get hit by the head consistently? If you know it's coming, how do you not get out of the way? Right? You got no one to blame but yourself. But that's a whole nother story. But with this and all the other fighters who benefited from this opportunity, congratulations to them. This was a huge, huge event. And obviously a lot of money was made, and boxers are benefiting because of that. So I respect Jake Paul and his role, the fact that he is contributing positively to the boxing community. Whether you like the fights he's in or not, I can also understand that. I very rarely, if ever, watch a Jake Paul fight because I refuse to pay money to watch his fights. This one obviously was free on Netflix. I'm subscribed to Netflix, so it was free to watch because I already subscribed to it. So I did tune in and watch the fight, much to my chagrin. When I watched this, it made me feel like I felt as a kid when I watched Ali fight Larry Holmes, and then again when I watched Ali fight Trevor Berbick, in fights that were so difficult to watch, so disturbing, that, you know, it was cringeworthy as an Ali fan to actually sit there and watch him be battered and beaten in those fights, and ask yourself, why the fuck are these fights even allowed to happen? Because they're so one-sided, lopsided. He should not be in the ring. No medical association or team should have allowed him to be involved in those fights, right? And I kind of felt the same way with this Tyson fight, right? When I was watching it, I felt very disturbed, very uncomfortable. Actually, after the fourth round, I was really going to turn it off. But because I was live, I had decided, okay, it's only 4 more rounds. But I didn't want to see anything terrible happen. I didn't want to see Mike Tyson get humiliated and potentially knocked out in a fight against Jake Paul. And to be fair to Jake Paul, I said, if he does that, he's going to be one of the most hated men, not just in America, but specifically in America, but in the world, for doing something like that to Tyson's legend. Luckily, he's not stupid. He understands marketability, and he didn't try to humiliate Mike Tyson. So the fight went 8 rounds. Everybody looked healthy and happy, and that was the end of it, right? The funny thing I see from this is people that are trying to use this to crap on boxing fans, acting as if this was something boxing fans were asking for. Yet everybody who subscribed to my channel, not one of them ever in a video I made showed any excitement or real interest in this Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. It was inevitable, but nobody was pushing it. Nobody was excited about it. Nobody was hyping it up. Real boxing fans knew what this was, a money grab, using Tyson's name recognition to sell a big event. Nothing more, nothing else. The people that were buying into this and buying into the image of Mike Tyson were casual sports fans. People that have nothing to do with boxing. Somehow trying to label boxing fans and shit on them and downplay them based on this event, it is downright ridiculous. Because I will tell you how you know this was all casual fan driven. Because people that have my phone number, have my social media, literally never phone me, send me messages or social media messages about any boxing event ever. And they know I'm a huge boxing fan. But nobody ever asks me anything about boxing, about upcoming events, about results and other things. But yet for this Mike Tyson fight, a week before the fight, people were sending me emails asking me when the fight's on, is it going to be free, where can I watch it, what time is it going to be on, who do you think's going to win, all these kind of questions. Literally on fight night, I had a bunch of people saying, are you watching the fight, are you watching the fight, you're watching the fight, you're watching the fight. Yet these are people that know I watch boxing every week and never want to come to watch boxing at my house, never are interested in talking about boxing. These are casual sports fans. They're the ones pushing this. They're the ones buying into drama, buying into, fairy tale narratives, right? People that just don't know any better. It's like when AJ fought Francis Ngannou, and my friend whose sports consumption is based on computer sports. So I don't even, what do they call it? Something sports. It's not real. It's like people playing sports through computer games. There's a name for it. Obviously there's teams and people watch these players play the sports on these computers and act like it's legitimate sports, literally, right? And it's funded, and players that play these sports get paid millions of dollars to play computer games, to be on a team, to do these things. So it's ridiculous. When I think about it, it's hard to grasp really what's going on. It's people that can't play sports playing sports on computers and being elite at doing that and somehow becoming sportsmen because of it. It's ridiculous, unbelievable, but it's out there. If you don't know about it, then you should look into it. And if you do, well, then you probably know more about it than I do. But my friend's into that. When he's asking me about the Ngannou AJ fight and acting like Ngannou literally has a chance and that Ngannou is going to wipe the floor up with AJ, and I just look at him like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Like, get real. Like, I understand if you're a huge UFC guy and you just think everything UFC is great. It's delusional, because it's not correct. There's different styles and, different skills, and people have to try to use their brains once in a while. I told him that Ngannou was going to get destroyed, and that's what happened. And then he was super shocked. He owed me money. I think he still owes me money. He didn't pay me back yet. But this is the kind of people that buy into this fight card. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva, right? They're the ones who are excited about this. Not me, not you, not the people we talk to week in and week out about boxing, right? People that understand why fights don't happen because of money behind it, promotional teams, all the other things, people pricing themselves out, all the things that go into the sport of boxing. We get it because we follow this sport hardcore. So to criticize us, and not to say that people aren't in a position to be criticized about some things, because of course everybody can be criticized for something, but with regards to this, come on, man, get real. Boxing fans, it's not their fault that Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fought on Netflix in probably the biggest fight in modern boxing history. Bigger than McGregor, bigger than Floyd, bigger than Pacquiao. Sorry to tell you that, but like literally that's the kind of event this was, as ridiculous as that sounds, and that's because of Tyson and his name and the fact that Jake Paul is not a stupid guy and understands the possibilities ahead of him. For me, I'm glad it's over. When Tyson talked about potentially doing more of it and then called out Jake's brother, I hope that doesn't happen. I understand for Tyson to get another $20 million makes a lot of sense because it's not easy money, but it's easier money than any other way Mike Tyson could make $20 million. And you and me, normal people, there's no fucking way in hell we could ever make $20 million. So, we can understand why people would do it, right? But at the same time, I hope I never see Tyson in the ring again. This is the same thing as watching Roy Jones fight well past his best. I mean, Roy Jones was unbelievable. Unbelievable, right? When he was doing his thing, nobody was talking about Floyd Mayweather, right? Floyd Mayweather was an afterthought to Roy Jones. But only after Roy Jones kept fighting too long, shaded his legacy, was Floyd Mayweather then able to be elevated and sort of take over the sport of boxing. But when you compare Floyd to fucking Roy Jones, there's no comparison. One was the kind of fighter that we'll be lucky to ever see again. The other one was safety first guy that picked styles that worked out for him and marketed and used WWE mentality to make as much money out of the sport of boxing as he could. So one guy was smart. He took advantage of boxing, which you should do. I ain't hating on Floyd. The other guy wasn't smart and got taken advantage of by boxing, and that was Roy Jones. So you can look at one and say he definitely managed his career the right way, where the other one definitely didn't. I don't want to see Tyson being put even more so into that Roy Jones area. I would be happy just to see him in movies, TV shows, and doing things here and there. But let me know what you think. Were you excited about this fight? Were you one of the people that was really interested and really thought Tyson had a chance of actually doing something in this fight? Or were you more of a real boxing fan who understood why it was getting done and that was as much as you cared? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Peace out.